Today I'll be going over some basic weaving terminology as well as giving an intro to the rigid heddle loom for any knitters and crocheters that are interested in learning about weaving. Rigid heddles make a great first loom. They're very simple in design and they're very easy to use. They come in a range of sizes from something small like this little 10-inch guy all the way up to a 32-inch weaving width. They can be quite a bit more affordable than a floor loom. They're portable, they have a smaller footprint, and some even fold up for easy storage. They all have the same basic design, save for a few variables you'll find between different makers and models, and I find that they allow for a lot of flexibility and creativity, and even after years of weaving and having a few floor looms in my studio, I always come back to my rigid heddles. They're one of my favorite looms to weave on. So we're going to begin at the back of the loom. This is the back beam, or you'll also hear it referred to as a warp beam or cloth beam, and here we have the back rod, which is basically just an extension of that back beam. They're going to be attached to each other by string or rope or even something like these plastic connectors that you see here. And the rod is where weavers attach the warp, which is what this yarn is here that runs from the front to the back of the loom. It's where the warp is attached before it's loaded onto this beam back here for storage while the weaving is done in the front of the loom. Over here we have a brake, and the brakes secure the warp beams in place to prevent the warp from unrolling, and they also help to control the warp tension. They're going to usually be a ratchet and pawl gear, which can be released, like this one is open right now, allowing for all that movement, or locked in place just like that, which helps to hold that warp beam in place and prevent any slippage and help to create that tension that you want so much. You can also see there's a brake in the front, and these are used together when advancing the warp while you're weaving, and again for adjusting the tension as needed. So we'll open these up, and I'm going to roll that warp onto the back beam. And while we're doing that, I want to talk really quickly just about warp separators, which are an important tool in keeping that tension nice and even. You have a couple options, one of which is warp sticks. This one's made from cardboard. You can also find them made from wood. And these are simply inserted in between layers of the warp as it's rolled on the back beam, and also you're going to want to use them on the front beam too as you load the finished weaving onto the front beam. And they help to keep those warp threads spread evenly, prevent any bunching or bulking up or any edges from caving in on each other that can create tension issues and problems with the edges in the front of the cloth that you're weaving. Another option that I tend to use the most is just craft paper. You can get rolls of it at the dollar store or the craft store, or this one is just a repurposed grocery bag cut to size. And that's just tucked in between layers of warp and rolled up right along with it. And it's just a really easy way to keep those warp threads nice and even across so that the finished cloth has a nice end result. So we're going to lock that brake in place, and now we have the front of the loom visible, and you can see it's identical to the back. You have the front beam and you have the front rod that the warp is tied to in about inch-wide sections. And then we've gone ahead and I've already spread a header with that thick yarn. It's the Darn Good Yarn t-shirt yarn, just to fill in those gaps, create evenness in between those warp threads, and again, keep that tension nice and even, just to help with the end result of that woven cloth. So those are the basics of the body, and now we're going to move to the heddle, which is right here in the center. The heddle works in weaving by raising and lowering it, which creates the shed that the weft yarn is passed through. Let's adjust that tension a little bit so we can get that movement we need. The shed is the opening right here. There's the up shed and the down shed. And then it also serves as a beater to beat that weft into place. So I'm going to turn this around right now so we can talk a bit about the heddle. The heddle is basically alternating slots and holes that the warp yarn is passed through, and those slots and holes create active and passive threads depending on the position that the heddle is in. This is the down shed when it's in the lower position, and then the up shed when it's up position. So that kind of helps to alternate those warp threads, which as the weft yarn is passed through helps to build that cloth. The threads also, the DPI, or the dents per inch, or EPI, of the woven piece is determined by the amount of slots and holes in the heddle per inch. This one is 7.5. You'll also find them as low as 5 for bulkier threads, up to 10 or 12 for finer threads. And you're going to see that referred to in the weaving patterns. That determines the spacing and the density of the woven fabric. And so to weave, you can put the heddle up in the up position for the up shed. Pass the stick shuttle. This one has some nice linen yarn on it. Pass that through. Take the heddle, beat the weft into place. Alternate it to the down shed. Raise that tension a little bit. Pass that shuttle through. Beat the weft into place. Raise it up and continue like so. And that is weaving on a rigid heddle loom. It's just that easy.